In recent days, we've looked at World War II commemorations through the lens of documentaries, TV dramas, and books. But some educators argue that history can also be conveyed through video games. WWII has more.
For legions of gamers who love guns and history, this is more than a monitor. It's a time machine. Many gamers, like 27-year-old Will Sieber, spend their free time traveling back to 1943.
Oh, see, look at this. A German stormtrooper has just assaulted me.
He is immersing himself in the past. This is the world his grandfather might have experienced 70 years ago.
I think what makes war in video games so popular is the fact that it's so multifaceted. It has land, air, and sea combat. Just makes the gameplay very diverse. And I think World War II is probably the most popular war of all time in video games.
Some of these games strive for authenticity, while others stretch the imagination. Sieber is playing the World War II gaming blockbuster Call of Duty. Since its many versions debuted more than a decade ago, it has sold around 200 million copies. That's one every 2 seconds.
While spending hours playing these video games may not make you an expert on the Battle of Normandy or the Battle of Shanghai, educators say that people who do play these video games actually get a head start in the classroom.
When I teach beginning of Japanese history, I bring up a lot of names out of Japan's past, and the way my students relate to it is from video games. A lot of those plot scenarios show up in video games, and so this is what my students bring to the class. They haven't read any books, but they know the players, they know what some of the major battles are. They have and they're willing to learn real details about it.
Gamers don't really realize that they're learning when they're playing a game because these games are actually very educational, and it's a fun way to learn about wars that they were not around for.
While these games may not be replacing history books, they still have a place in education.
It's just another lens through which to look at historical reality, which we can never fully recapture. So I can certainly see people using these historical recreations, even if they are a little bit inaccurate, to invoke the spirit of the time in a way that simply the printed word can't.
It may not look like learning, but for some history teachers, these games are right on target. WWII, CCTV, Washington.